Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Happy Camper Radio Show, the only place to be when you're ready to talk camping. Camping is what we're about. Camping is all we talk about. It's episode 212, and many of you are probably getting ready to get out there and hit the road real soon. And who knows what gas prices are going to look like. What do you think, Daniel?
They're going to be high.
They're going to be high, yes. Price and demand, it's summer. We know what that's all about. But we're going to talk about that today, where to get the best prices for gas, and try not to make some of the mistakes I made in my younger years when I was just getting started. We'll go over all that today on this edition of Happy Camper Radio. A great episode coming in your ears right now. And, of course, the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store and Podbean, Myro Guide, Stitcher, the BlackBerry Podcast Directory, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, and, of course, on Spotify. You have all those, don't you, Daniel?
Every single one.
Yeah, okay. And you can get in touch with us here at the show by calling 404-537-2267, 404-537-2267, CAMP. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And, of course, on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Well, Daniel, how much camping do you plan on doing this summer?
We might go to a state park somewhere. So not too far, probably somewhere in the state. So it won't be too bad.
Well, I'm suspecting that our next camping trip that I'm going to be on is not going to require any gasoline at all, because we're going to probably be camping in the backyard.
There you go.
Here at our new location. In fact, I just paid some big money out to my daughter and her friend to go back there and just clean out all of that brush, because it is very shaded back there. It is an ideal place to put about 4 or 5 tents.
There you go. Your own camp spot.
And with the family coming down here, I'm thinking about, pretty good bunch of my nieces and nephews. Hopefully they'll be here as well. And we're going to be celebrating my mother's birthday. She's up there in her 80s, but she's been down here a few times already, and she really loves it here. Wait till she sees the new studio.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to doing some camping back there, as well as some camping out on the road. But Daniel, like we just said here at the very start of the show, in the early parts of summer, we have a tendency to see gas prices go up.
Yeah.
Think about the pandemic here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A lot of people were at home, and gas prices were very low, very reasonable. They were wanting people to go out and buy gas. That would have been an ideal time to go camping, but then we had the situation where a lot of your public campgrounds and some private campgrounds were shut down also because of the pandemic. But, that would have been a nice opportunity to maybe just get away. Maybe if you want to go up into the national forest somewhere and don't tell anybody, just go in there into seclusion, not have anybody around, have the deer and the bear and the turkey and all that stuff, come around you. That's my kind of camping.
Hopefully not the bear coming around you. I don't want no bear.
Yeah, I could see you putting food out for the bear, Daniel.
No, actually, when I went on my hike last year, you didn't really hear anything. You didn't hear birds. You didn't hear anything. It was dead quiet. It was kind of weird.
And you did take a small tent with you, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yep,
okay.
1-person tent.
Okay, well, I didn't know you had one of those.
Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of tents.
That's when you want to put the wife outside and you take
no.
You ain't going to have that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
But, I recall on many occasions when I have been camping, and in my years past, Daniel, I was always the kind of a guy that, I really got pumped up and excited. Say it was Friday, it was time to get off work. I was getting ready to go out Saturday, and I waited till the last minute to do everything. I got up bright and early, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I pulled everything out of the shed, packed it inside the truck or the car, whatever I had back then at that time. All right. Then when the grocery stores opened up, I went out and did all my shopping, and I made sure I got 3 or 4 bags of ice, whatever's going to last me for how long I was going to go camping.
Right.
And then I would make my trip to the gas station and gas up.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing on several occasions that when I did gas up, Daniel, I was not getting the best bang for my buck.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can't do that anymore. And the reason being because, number one, I'm older. Number two, I'm better educated.
Right.
And 3, I am not going to wear myself out running around doing all that last minute stuff.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get in the vehicle, and I don't know how many miles you're planning on traveling or how long it's going to take you to get to your campsite, you're going to have to unpack. You're going to have to set up. You're going to have to cook dinner. You're going to have to get the fire started. You're going to have to entertain the family, meet the neighbors, whoever they may be. And by the end of the day, you are totally wore out, and you are totally wore out into the next day and possibly the day after that, because you did all that unnecessary running around at the very last minute. I can't do that anymore.
Right.
Nowadays, if I were working, which I'm not,
right,
so I got all the time in the world.
Yes, you do.
Okay. What I try to do is, take a couple days ahead of time and plan things out. You can still get excited. You can still get pumped up about that. Even when you're getting your gear out of your storage unit or out of the basement or wherever you keep your gear, even in the hall closet. Some people don't carry all that much like I do.
Right.
But, you can still get all pumped up and excited about what you're doing, but still take the time to plan. Plan your menu, have everything planned out ahead of time, and that's where, your better half can help out a little bit.
Right.
I don't know about you or your wife, but who does the cooking at camp?
She does.
She does? Okay.
I would have sandwiches every day if it was up to me.
Well, I do have a lot of sandwiches. I do pack a lot of lunch meat.
Right.
But at the same time, Daniel, I always want to try to make sure that I am going to get the best price for gas, especially if I'm taking a long trip on that long-distance camping trip, which I refer to as over 100 miles.
Right.
So I want to get the best dollar I can for the gallon of gas that I'm putting in my vehicle.
Okay.
You know about this oil pipeline crisis they had here a few weeks back.
Yeah, it got hacked. Actually, I went up to my buddy's place up in Asheville, and they were hurting even more than we were. So it was pretty rough. Like, there was no gas anywhere in Asheville, and it got a little scary for a while. And I don't think people went anywhere for a little while. So yeah, it was a little scary.
I don't know what to believe, Daniel, anymore. Sometimes, I watch the news and I hear what our leaders in the nation's capital are telling us. They hold these press conferences, but, I take that with a grain of salt anymore.
Right.
Sometimes I think, when gas prices go up or, they identify a crisis, I tend to believe it's a phony crisis just for the purpose of raising gas prices.
Yeah.
And that might be the wrong way to think, but that's just how I'm thinking right now.
Yeah. Summertime, gas is always a little bit more expensive, but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because like last year, everything was down, and like I think gas was like more. They had to pay people to get the gas. I think it was like negative dollars per barrel of gas, and that was crazy. And gas was so low, and they made a crisis out of that. So it's a crisis if the gas price is high. It's a crisis if the gas price is low. So it's like it seems like you can't win.
Did you see some of those pictures that were taken and put on the news and put out there on the web of people taking plastic bags and putting gasoline in the plastic bags? I'm talking 4 or 5 of them and loading them into their hatchback. What? I mean, Daniel.
That's crazy.
Crazy is not the word for it. I mean, you could blow up. You could blow your car up doing something like that. I don't
understand how it held it. Like, I figure like the gas
would eat right through that in a minute.
Thinking.
Yeah. So, I mean, we may have seen the funny part, but the disastrous part we didn't see. You're only supposed to put gasoline in those approved containers.
Yep.
And I've got plenty of those around, but I don't really use them all except for, gassing up the lawnmower, what have you. And I don't even take any spare gas with me because I just make sure my tank is full.
Yep.
But, thinking on back, where you were saying about the gas lines, I saw them right here in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
I saw gas stations that were totally out of gas.
Uh-huh.
One station right down the road from us was the only one open, and there must have been 20, 30 cars in line to get gas that day.
Wow.
And the gas prices had shot up way over $3 a gallon. Yeah, and it reminded me back of the early 70s, and for some of our friends out there in the camping world that are up in your ages like me, you can remember the gas shortages back then where there were long lines. Gasoline, they were limiting it to $3 per customer.
Wow.
Of course, gas prices back in those days, Daniel, I'm thinking they were like about 39 cents a gallon.
Wow.
Where have we come to?
Yeah. It's pretty expensive now.
But not even too far from here, I saw a sign on down in Decatur, Georgia, which is not far from us here.
Right.
There was a gas station down there that had a sign that says $10 limit.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's kind of smart though. Like you want everyone to get gas, but you don't want people filling, tens of, gallons of gas just for them, hoarding
and
it
that
and
leads
stuff.
to fights at the gas station. And why get involved in something like that?
$10 or 10 gallons will get you anywhere no matter what you drive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you need it the next day, then get 10 gallons the next day. It's kind of ridiculous that people are hoarding so much.
Yeah. Now, some people may not even pay very close attention to the price like I do, or I mean, like yourself or some other folks. They got a nearby gas station. You're going to go fill up there. That's where you've always filled your tank up. We got a gas station within walking distance of our studio.
A couple of them.
But it's not a place that I would go fill up because I can get my gas cheaper by going to a local Sam's Club.
Yeah.
And case in point, when this recent crisis went on, there were people lined up there, but the line was moving fairly quick.
That's good.
And I would say we got in there and got gas probably within 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So that was not a big problem at all. But gas at that particular Sam's Club was $2.64 a gallon.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it was $2.60 before the crisis hit. So it only went up 4 cents.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there was a gas station just around the corner from there where gasoline was 60 cents per gallon higher.
Wow.
And there was no waiting.
Yeah, actually, about the gas thing, like when I work at the post office, and so they had us go to Walmart every single morning to get gas, just so we weren't going to run out of gas while we're on our mail routes and everything, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. So, and another thing I want to say is, me and Deidre, we have this thing. It's like a Walmart Plus, and you pay like $100 a year, and you get your groceries delivered to your house for free. I mean, we usually leave a tip. There's no shipping fee for if you buy something online, and you get 5 cents off of gas, which is nice. And I've used that a couple of times, so that's really nice.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like if you've got one of those club memberships like we have, and then there's just other ones too.
Costco and
Costco,
BJ's.
that's the one I was thinking of there. Yeah, I'm sure they probably have gas stations as well.
Yep.
So if you can get into one of those clubs, for myself personally, and it all depends on personal choice. But I go ahead and I get my advanced membership. I pay a little bit more for that every year.
Ooh,
Gets
fancy.
me in the club early. I mean, if I want to get in there at 7:00 whenever the store opens up, I can buy what I need. Regular shoppers, they would come in at about 10:00.
Yeah.
They check those things too. I mean, you got to show your card when you get in there.
Yeah.
But when the gas station opens up, you need gas. That's where you need to go. So, I'm passing through there just about every day. So I got to make sure that, when I buy gas, I'm going to get the best bang for my buck, and I'm going to get it at Sam's right now.
Yeah.
But another thing you may want to watch out for, too, and I'm not going to name any major oil companies here.
Okay.
You can envision some of them in your mind.
Okay.
You've got to be very careful of what they're advertising on the got a little bit of feedback there, Daniel. We'll go ahead and back that down a bit. We got to be very careful of what they're advertising on the billboard because the pricing can be a little bit deceiving.
The cash or credit.
Cash or credit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see some of the local stations here that are not major oil companies doing that.
Yeah.
But you're going to be, wow, that's a good price for gas. Okay, but how many people pay cash?
Yeah.
Unless you don't have a credit card at all, you're going to pay cash. But I mean, I always put my gasoline on a credit card, and I do not use a major oil company credit card.
Yeah.
Because the interest rates will rock you through the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. You just use your regular Visa and MasterCard, have a credit card just for that particular purpose, pay it off at the end of the month, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah. Well, another thing about gas, if you want to try to find a good gas prices, there's an app and a website. It's called Gas Buddy, and I know you can put in your location, and it'll show you. So if you don't have a Sam's membership or whatever, it'll show you the gas prices for the area you're in, and I feel like that's pretty useful. I've been using that since the 90s.
Skip and Daniel.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, Daniel. I've seen Gas Buddy before, and I've used that one time, and I had one bad experience with it, I got to say. Because, what you see on the app may not be the price that you're going to pay when you arrive at that gas station.
That's true. Yeah, it's updated. It'll tell you like last time it was updated. So
Now
you gotta look at that.
let's take a particular Walmart here in our
Uh-huh.
area, for example. When gas prices were a little bit high, and I went ahead and pulled that app up, and I started looking around, and I always try to compare it to what I'm going to be paying if I were to run over to Sam's. If it's like a penny or two less,
Yeah.
I may buy it locally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but like I say, I go by there each and every day.
Yeah.
And that's a great place, too, to stock up on your camping supplies.
Yep.
But I checked out the Gas Buddy app one time,
Uh-huh.
and I said, wow, there's cheaper gas up here at this Walmart. And I decided I was going to go head up there
Yeah.
and buy gas. And come to find out, gas was about 20 cents higher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering who is putting this information into the Gas Buddy system.
I always thought it was like a social network kind of thing. Like people would kind of like, what is that? Waze. It's like Waze. It'll tell you when a cop is up the way, and they'll tell you when a car is, broke down or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like a social network kind of thing where someone will put on the website how much it is in every station, but it changes, whenever. Who knows when it'll change? I mean, they could put it on the website, and then there could be an oil truck that comes and puts the gas in, and then the gas prices go up or down. So you never know. So you always got to make sure that it's pretty current.
Well, I do know that when I did experience it that one day, when I saw that the gas price was way higher after I made a special trip there
Yeah.
to get gas for a particular price, the app did allow you to go in there and
Yep.
And say, hey, no, what you're showing out here on your app is not what they're showing out there at the pump. So yeah, I went ahead and made that, and since that time, I really haven't used Gas Buddy.
Yeah,
Now, I would probably use it if I were out on the road.
exactly.
Okay. If
Yep.
I was going to be camping in somewhere where there was no Sam Club or
Mm-hmm.
any type of club membership that I have in my wallet that I could use, I'm definitely going to go ahead and look for the best price available. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to make sure. I'm going to make sure that my tank doesn't get below a quarter filled,
Yeah.
because you don't want to start running on fumes and still be looking for gas.
It always seems like when we're on the highway, we'll pull over and get gas, and then we'll pull away and get back on the highway. Then the next exit, and it's like 10 cents cheaper, and we're like, oh man. But I don't know.
And I'm sure
Comes with
some of our
territory.
campers who do have truck campers and travel trailers, or in
Uh-huh.
case like you have a pop up that you pull
Yeah.
around behind your vehicle.
Yep.
That you're going to find you're going to be eating gas a whole lot more
Yep.
if you were pulling that rig
Mm-hmm.
rather than not pulling it at all.
Yep.
Case in point, when I bought my truck camper back in 1998, gas was a little bit below $1 a gallon.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, all right. And when I put that camper on the truck, wow, did it eat gas? Even on the highway, Daniel. I'm not talking stop and go traffic, but when I was on the highway, it was just eating gas left and right.
Wow.
So I mean, I did take a couple of long trips. I did travel up to New England one time with it. I did travel
wow.
up to Pennsylvania to visit family one time, and I had to fill my wallet up before I filled the tank. So yeah, it did eat a lot of gas, and that's something also that you're going to have to keep in mind. If you are still in that type of a camping mode, I mean, you're not a tent camper.
Yeah.
But, you're pulling your rig around with you. So yeah, it's a real experience, Daniel, and I try to tell folks get out there and experience it yourself. And if you have an opportunity to plan in advance for these kind of things, definitely go ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think, one of these days, maybe we'll luck out and we'll see gas prices come down from the high that they are right now.
They always fluctuate.
Well, how low was gas prices maybe 6-7 months ago?
They probably around like maybe a little over 230, 240, something like that.
So, and I asked myself, how did it just can't be summer now.
Yeah.
Okay, but how did it get up to where it is like 260, 270?
Well, it's
Something
like,
like that, yeah.
yeah, it's like what I was saying before. I mean, like back last year, they it was cheaper to just offload gas than to buy it. I mean, like, you always hear the prices per barrel, and it was like -30, and now it's up to crazy prices. You also got to think about, each state has gas taxes and stuff and all that, and got to maintain those highways.
Yeah, speaking of gas, I mean, Daniel, you struck a nerve right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when you talk about taxes
Uh-huh.
for the price of gas,
Yeah.
do you have any idea how much you are paying per gallon in taxes alone?
It's probably around 70, 80 cents, I think.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's really up there. In fact, I should have did the printout here for, to do some comparison. But I did look at it here not long back when I decided I was going to go ahead and do this episode. And I'm saying, maybe it'd be a good idea. Maybe it would not be a good idea. Just, if our listeners are curious enough, let them go out and experience themselves. Let them go online and find it. Because if I threw it out there right now, I probably would, get a lot of people upset. Get upset on your own time, not on the happy camper time.
That's right.
But go ahead out there and look it up online. You'll be shocked to see exactly what you're paying for gas and just in taxes alone.
Yeah. Another thing, you got to think about is like if you're driving like one of these electric vehicles or Teslas, I mean, a lot of the gas stations where I've seen, they'll have charging stations and stuff. So, you want to make sure you hit the right charging station. Because I think with Tesla, it'll tell you where you need to go to, charge up again. And I know it takes a little bit to, charge it up. You might be there for half an hour or something, but like, yeah, you got to be really careful with that because, gas is everywhere. Like you can't really plug into a outlet everywhere. So you got to make sure you plan your trip accordingly with that.
Well, yeah, I don't know, Daniel. I more and more I think about it. Try to keep my camping trip close to home.
Yeah.
And this way you're not going to have all that worry or no problems at all. We've got, I'm talking about the backyard camp. And of course, not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
There are people that do live in apartments. But, if you have a campground nearby, we've got Georgia Stone Mountain Park.
Yeah.
It's just a stone's throw away.
Yep. Well, what I like to think is I like to think of it as an adventure. You might be miserable. You might, things might happen. Stuff might not work out. But, later on when you get back, you look at it from, another point of view. You're like, that was kind of cool. That was fun. Whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's an adventure. That's what I say.
It's always an adventure with you.
There you go. Exactly.
But I take it you're going to be getting that pop-up camper out of the garage real soon. I mean, you haven't had it out in a while.
I know. I need to do something.
Open it up and air it out. I mean, it's just like me. I have to pop open the back door of the truck camper because I haven't been back there in a while, and I need to go ahead and start getting that cleaned up and hopefully get it out here and get it sold real soon along with the other vehicle.
Yeah,
but,
we do need to get out there and go somewhere.
Yeah, speaking of airing out your equipment, that includes the tent, which I got to get out real soon. Of course, after I mow grass, I'm going to get the tent out there and get it all aired out.
Yeah, did you mow your grass last night? You said
no, I wasn't going to do that. Wasn't going to do that. It was a little too hot. It's just like I don't understand folks like yourself. You go out on a hike and then go on a camping trip, something like that, and you got to get out there and get all sweaty and hiking and doing this and this.
Burning calories.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and sit back and relax. If it's too hot like right now, I wouldn't have a campfire going. But, unless it's going to be in the evening when it's cooled down.
Yeah.
But, and don't throw gasoline on the fire.
No.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity to get out. I mean, we just got through Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a great time around here with that and cooked up some burgers and some steaks on the grill. And you're going to have an opportunity to do that whenever you go out and do some camping. Take your charcoal grill, definitely clean that charcoal grill that you may be using at the campsite,
right,
or however you want to cook your food. When you're camping, there's nothing wrong with a good, wholesome meal any time of the day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Always cook it up. And
speaking of gas, we always use the Coleman gas for our grill. We don't really mess with charcoal because we try to, that's just more stuff you got to bring. So we have this little Coleman gas grill that we use, and I know you have one, and that's really good to have. And that's another form of gas that you got to think about. You got to make sure that you're going to have enough gas for each meal. So got to be prepared.
Well, that's what the whole situation is, Danny, and we're talking about that today on the show is preparation. Mm-hmm. Knock all that stuff out ahead of time before your trip. I made those mistakes many, many times over the years. And I think about how young and energetic I was back in those days. There is no way on earth today, Daniel, at my age, that I would be able to do all that and hit the road at the same time.
Yeah.
So, you definitely got to get all of that out of the way first. I'm a total believer in planning.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You are definitely planning.
You just
you
like,
plan way better than me.
Yeah, and you know, and you do it in such a state where you're relaxed and you're not stressed out. You know, and you're not pushing. You know, you got to have a deadline. You got to do this. You got to do that. And then you have your better half, you know, harping in your ear that did you remember this? Did you remember that? No, you know, just give me my time to sit down here and stretch this out. And if I can plan a trip a couple days ahead of time, and like I say, be all prepared and have gasoline in the truck, and you know, have all the food purchased, everything packed away in the cooler. So when I wake up in the morning that we're going to go, hopefully have the truck packed up the night before.
Yep.
If not, have it by the door. At least, you know, get it in there. Take you 10 minutes to load up the truck and all that stuff. And you can hit the road and be just totally, absolutely relaxed the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So follow my lead, Daniel. Follow my lessons, okay? And I guarantee you, you're
Deidre's
gonna
more the planner than me. The wife is more of the planner than I am. I don't know. I like I said, I just, you know, we'll make our Walmart trip. We'll get to the campsite and then we'll go to Walmart and get whatever we need. So we kind of do it the opposite. So, you know, I don't know, but you never want to buy too much. I always end up buying more spoons and plates and you know, bowls than we need. But I mean, we put that stuff in the pop-up. So, I mean, as long as we have our utensils, we usually go to where we're at and, you know, see how we feel, you know, what do we feel like eating? So, you know, we're not stuck with what we wanted, you know, a week ago. Well, last week I wanted tacos on the first night, but now I'm feeling hamburgers. So, you know, gives you a little bit more freedom, but, you know, to each his own. So, you know.
Well, you know, it's always good to have a few extra things on hand.
Oh yeah,
and that's where you don't have to run out and buy them later on while you're out there on the road. That's just another excuse to burn even more gas. It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
Daniel, we're going to go to the state of Tennessee this week.
I've been there a bunch.
Oh, yes. And it's up near Mount Juliet, Tennessee. It's the Cedar Creek Campground, and it's part of recreation.gov, Daniel. It's a wonderful place to go camping if you want to get away and you happen to be over here on the East Coast, you know, or if you want to make the trip out here to the East Coast. It's a great opportunity for you to go camping. Cedar Creek Campground is on Old Hickory Lake in north central Tennessee. They offer up to 60 campsites and limitless options for activities like boating, hiking, fishing, or just relaxing and swimming at the beach. Picnic shelter is located nearby, and it can also be reserved on weekdays throughout the summer. The lake itself is named after the 7th U.S. president. Did you know that?
Well, I know he lived in Nashville. We went to his house a couple years ago.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, we went to his house. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a Tennessee native who earned the nickname Old Hickory because of his tough, aggressive personality. There's modern amenities at this particular campground, like laundry facilities, hot showers. They're available for a more comforting camping experience. Sites all come with water, electric hookups, and families will enjoy the playground. Visitors look to entertain and will find group picnic shelters, and they can accommodate up to 50 guests and can be an excellent gathering spot. The only problem is, Daniel, camping or parking cannot be guaranteed.
Oh, boy.
All right, so yeah, you know, if you're coming in one car and you run out of spots, you know, you need a carpool.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, but they got a lot of great recreation there. Sailing, swimming, fishing is popular activities for visitors. Water sports, while bird watching and wildlife viewers will also delight in the abundance of migratory birds, waterfowl, and white-tailed deer. Bring your camera and your video camera along with you. There's lots of amenities there: dump station, entrance station, a playground, showers, fire pit, water hookups, electrical hookups. Look all the information on their website. I'm going to have it on Happy Camper Radio all week long for you to look at. And if you don't have a recreation.gov account, this would be a great opportunity for you to get one. Look for that little blue label right up there in the corner. It says log in or sign up. Click on the sign up button. It doesn't cost you any money to do that. And once you have a recreation.gov account, your next reservation will go through a whole lot smoother, especially if you use recreation.gov for your campground destinations. Beautiful camping destination, Daniel. You might want to consider it. We might want to consider it sometime going on up there. It's Cedar Creek in Tennessee, It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel on happycamperradio.com.
And if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. And Daniel, that's going to wrap up today's episode of the Happy Camper Radio Show. You got nothing better to do today? Why not go gas up your truck?
There you go.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and do that for sure. Maybe prices go up tomorrow. I want to keep it as low as possible. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Hubert Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. Daniel's a happy camper.
Woo-hoo.
Always a happy camper. And you better believe it, my friends, we're going to do our best to make a happy camper out of you. We'll be talking to you again real soon. Have a good one, everybody. You're listening to Happy Camper Radio.
Happy